Today, I'm gonna show you my top 5 back exercises for building up some mass. These are absolutely killer. Check it out. When it comes to building mass on your back, there's 2 types of training that we must be aware of. The first one is a horizontal pull, meaning that you're pulling towards yourself. So the horizontal pulling is gonna be terrific for building up mass and thickening your back from chest all the way outwards. The second is a vertical pull, meaning you're pulling downwards or you're lifting your body upwards. The vertical pulling, well, that's actually gonna build up the width of your muscle mass. This portion right here, your lats, this is what's gonna make you have that wide upper body, and it's gonna give you the appearance of actually a thinner waistline too. We're taking it away here. We're starting with an absolute classic, the Barbell Row. To perform this exercise, you're gonna start by placing your feet about shoulder width apart. Directly from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick our butt out, and we're gonna bend our upper body, and it's gonna create a nice 45-degree angle. What's important here is that you maintain the straightness of your back. Directly from here, we're gonna lift the barbell up towards our belly button by retracting our shoulder blades and then bringing the bar back down. Ensuring that you keep that back straight the whole time, that butt is out, and those feet are shoulder width apart there. Bringing the weight up in a slow and controlled manner, holding for a second or two at the top, and really retracting the shoulder blades to activate your back. For this exercise, you're gonna perform about 3 sets of anywhere from 5 to 8 repetitions. Making sure to bring that bar up right to about belly button level, retracting those shoulder blades, and holding it up there for a second or two.
Next, we've got the inverted row, otherwise known as the fat man pull-up.
To perform this exercise, you're gonna start with an overhand grip. You're gonna place the bar on the rack. You might just wanna add some plates here too to stabilize the bar. You're gonna grab about shoulder width apart, remembering overhand grip, and you're gonna slide your body directly under as such. Now what we're doing here is lifting the chest up to the bar by retracting the shoulder blades. Coming down all the way, firing right back up, and we're gonna try and hold that for 2 or 3 seconds. Remembering to retract the shoulder blades, we're gonna get about 3 sets from anywhere about 10 to 12 repetitions. Making sure to get that nice hold at the top for a couple of seconds. Here's exercise number 3, the final exercise for developing the thickness of our back. We're gonna be doing the dead stop dumbbell row. So how you wanna start this first is by grabbing yourself a bench. Directly from here, you wanna put your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width grip. And I'm gonna be using my right arm here to row. So what I'm doing here is just staggering that right leg slightly behind my left leg, just so that I can give myself some room for when I'm rowing the weight up. So I'm gonna place my body weight up against this here. I'm gonna grab the dumbbell, ensuring that my back is always straight. I'm keeping that back straight by sticking my glutes out and by keeping my chest pronounced outwards down here. So what I want you doing is grabbing the weight, and we're gonna bring the elbow towards hip level, bringing the weight down. Towards hip level, retracting the scapula. I don't want the weight coming up to about chest level here. Another thing I don't want is you twist it out to the side to help you get the weight up. If you have to do that, the weight's too much. Lower the weight, keep that chest faced entirely towards the ground. There should be no rotation. So the way we're performing this exercise is a little bit more unique than the way that you might see other people performing a row because of the dead stop. So after we get the weight up and we get the retraction of the scapula, we're bringing the weight down and it's actually gonna rest on the ground. As soon as it's rested on the ground for about a half second, you're firing back up, squeezing with that scapula. The reason this is an effective exercise is because after you've brought the weight back up and you bring it back down on the ground, you have an opportunity to quickly reset your form to ensure you're targeting the proper muscles and you're not incorporating assistive muscles through the use of improper form. An example could be like this. When you get that chance to reset your form, you're giving your body the opportunity that it needs to really ensure that you're hitting the back muscles. For this exercise, I'm gonna recommend you get about 4 sets from about 8 to 12 repetitions on each arm. Okay, now that we've gotten the horizontal pulling out of the way, now we're ready for the vertical pulling motions of our back workout. It's gonna build that nice V taper and give you the appearance of a much thinner waistline. For our first vertical pulling exercise to target our lats, we're starting with a crazy one. This one here is the Cobra lat pull down. So in order to perform this exercise, you need to have your bench on about a 45-degree angle. You also need the seated rest up about as high as you can. This is where you're gonna be positioning both your knees, and then as well, you need your cable resistance. This is what you're gonna be pulling towards yourself. So start by gripping this handle here, hop up onto the bench, place your arm over the end of it, lift the arm up, and what we're gonna be doing is bringing that elbow towards the hip, contracting the lat. And at the top of this motion, you're actually gonna be able to get an effective stretch just because of how far your arm can go here. Ensuring that you're really targeting that elbow directly towards the hip to squeeze the lat muscle here. And for this exercise, we're gonna be getting about 4 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions on each arm. My 5th and final exercise, the last vertical pulling exercise that is, we're gonna be doing the good old pull-up. I need to emphasize one important point, and that is, to begin the motion, you're not starting here. What you're doing actually is starting with your shoulder blades. So what's gonna happen is your shoulder blades are gonna glide in and contract as much as they possibly can to initially start the movement. When you start the motion, by first moving your elbows here, you're initially gonna be targeting a lot of the biceps, which is gonna take a lot of the targeting off of the lats. Let me demonstrate this for you. I'm gonna show you first the improper way of doing it by beginning with your elbows here, and then second, by beginning by using my shoulder blades. Watch the difference on the first one compared to the second. So here we go by beginning moving with my elbows first. Now, as you can see, there is a lot of scapular activation, but I want you to compare that with now moving by beginning with the scapular movement as opposed to just the elbows, which engages a lot of biceps. Notice the difference. So here we go with the demonstration by beginning with that scapular retraction or shoulder blade retraction. I know it's kind of hard to notice it, but if you could notice, there's a lot more emphasis by squeezing the shoulder blades in, and there's a lot more control in the movement as well. Now, one other thing I need you guys to avoid doing is cheat reps and half reps. Here's what most guys do. They start the exercise perfectly fine. They lift themselves up here, but they only come down here. This isn't a full lockout. I want those arms locked out, but more importantly, I need those shoulder blades to glide out as well. Notice the difference. Coming right back up using the shoulder blades, and then coming down using a full range of motion. Using that full range of motion will allow you to target the muscle more effectively and will allow you to hit actually more muscle fiber on each repetition as well. And if you want to further emphasize the targeting on your lats, I'd advise you try and stay up at the top of the lift when your chin is just at bar level for 1 to 2 seconds, squeezing those shoulder blades together to really burn them out and finish your back workout. And for this exercise, I personally like to get 3 sets of maximum repetition. So once I get to the point where I can no longer get my chin up to the bar, I like to perform 2 more reps, about half reps, as high as I can possibly get myself up, just to finish and burn out the muscles entirely. So there you guys go. Those are my top 5 back exercises to help you build some mass. The first 3 exercises were awesome for building the thickness in your back, going backwards there, and the last 2 were actually really effective at helping you build a little bit of a wider set of lats to give you a nice V taper, to give you the appearance of an even thinner waist. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and also be sure to subscribe for weekly workout tips and nutrition tips that you won't want to miss. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.